Welcome to the Behind the Drapes podcast. I'm your host, Expo Rich, and we're recording here at EXPO EXPO on the trade show floor. And my guest today, Elizabeth George. Can you tell me your title?
Yeah, thanks, Rich. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to chat today. So I'm currently the Senior Conference Lead on the HIMSS Global Health Conference exhibition.
Great. And a major part of the Informa portfolio. I've been to that show, and it's pretty spectacular.
It's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. So, I started this podcast because I like to talk to the people that are doing the work and, you know, building out these shows. And obviously, the conference is such a major part of a show like that. I mean, you have continuing education, you have so much going on in all the different meetings. So you have a heavy lift there for sure.
Yep.
And I want to take it back to where you began. How did you even begin in this industry, and how did you find your first trade show?
Sure. So I'm definitely one of those people who fell into it. I feel like you either have people who were born into it or kind of found it.
For sure.
So I studied journalism in college.
Okay.
And I had a classmate of mine that we really got along. She actually found the job in the trade show industry first. She was like, I work for this company called Hanleywood. And at the time I was like, I have no idea what this company is or what it does. So she eventually had to move on from the role. She relocated and just called me up one day and was like, hey, your skill set is the same of mine. You're creative. We come from the same background. What do you think about moving to Dallas? At the time I was living in Austin.
Okay.
She's like, how do you feel about relocating and coming to work for my boss? He's a Baylor Bear. We went to Baylor as well. And she goes, I think it'd be a really good fit. So I remember driving up to Dallas. It was really cold. I think it was 14 degrees the day of the interview. Yeah. And just really hit it off. And prior to that, I had been to one trade show in the nonprofit I was working at. And I remember now sitting at the booth and stamping the passports that all the attendees were coming by. So I knew what a trade show was, but never really understood that there was a whole ecosystem behind it. But I mean, and then the rest is history. That was about 11 years ago. And I've kind of moved from, I started out as a digital sponsorship fulfillment. So working with sponsors who bought email, mobile, or an online product from us. And really kind of grew my career through event technology and onboarding those solutions to our portfolio. And then I sit more in the content space now.
Well, I mean, starting in journalism really set you up. Just like, if you can, really dial in on communication, that can be applied to so many different things. So
definitely, yeah. If you can write and communicate clearly, that takes you a long way.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are some of the other shows that you worked on once you got into, prior to Informa, but it was Hanleywood and
So I worked, I started in the construction and real estate portfolio. So I was at Hanleywood, and then it became Informa. So worked across World of Concrete, Pool Spot Patio, really fun time with the construction events. I love those. The audiences and the exhibitors there are so down to earth, so easy to work with, so great. And then from there, I moved to the association world. So I went and worked for HIMSS, the association. So the member-based healthcare IT association. So got to experience trade shows on the association side, which was very different from the way kind of the organizer typically organized. So it was kind of insane to see, member benefits, really cool graphics, really insane. I think it's the most beautiful show floor I ever saw at HIMSS when it was on the association side. And then a couple years ago, Informa bought the annual trade show from the association. So I came back to Informa via acquisition into a different division. So in the time that I was gone, about 2 years, it was wild to see the changes that had gone through on the organization on the Informa side, and just how things were, some things were the same and some things were different. So it's been a journey.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fast evolving company, and as they continue to grow and acquire more, but they, what they had noticed too is that they do a good job when they acquire something of letting that team really, it's like giving them the support and let them grow versus, moving them on. So
definitely. There's, I think, the power of being in a big, large organization, being able to leverage, big technology solutions and data across it. But still, I feel like every day something's changing, and and it's better for us to be adaptable and kind of embrace that change.
And so you've had some evolutions now, and now that you're in a leadership role where you're managing a lot of people too, and throughout that journey, I'm sure there's some people along the way that really helped you to build you up and become the leader you are. So who are some of those people that helped you out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I credit my first boss, Jeff Davis, for a lot of things. I think he set me up for success in ways that I didn't even know, like early on in my career. He was the one to get me my first speaking experience at CISO, however many years ago. And I will tell you, I was terrified.
And that's where we met originally.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Yeah, it was part of a panel discussion. And I remember practicing my talking points before I went to sleep, before I woke up every morning. I think just being able to see how he was able to give me those opportunities and speak up for me. And definitely since then, I mean, I've made connections with especially other women in the industry that I really think have helped advocate for me, sponsor for me. And I have to shout out, Martha Donato, Danica Tormolin, Stephanie Selesnik. Like, there are women who have taken time to help me if I've applied to any programs, edit my applications, just anything. And I think that just brings us together as an industry better, and just that support. But yeah, I think I look kind of through my career and realize there's been those people all along that have really...
Yeah, it's really nice to hear about, people finding a mentor that may not even at the same organization or maybe even competitor organizations, but that they're really truly helping each other along the way. So that's great to hear, though. And those are some great women that you talked about. So I know all three very well. So so as we turn the page, finish out 25, we're looking into 2026. What's some of the something that has you really excited about next year that you're happy to work on and really excited about?
We're putting on the HIMSS Global Health Conference and Exhibition, on the content side, we're putting in some technologies to make our team more efficient, especially when we're building out programs. You mentioned at the top, it's a beast of a program. We roughly have 1,200 speakers, over 800 sessions over 5 days.
That's so crazy.
I know, it's mind-blowing, but have been really able to kind of dig into those processes, come up with new ways to help our speakers and enable them to have success as they're sharing that valuable content at our show. So I'm really excited to see we're a first quarter show in March. So I know we'll see some post-show feedback pretty quickly.
I mean, you talk about you're dealing with a subject matter expert, and then you're dealing at 1,200 times out, and it's you think about that, you have that, everything to that person is the most important thing.
Yep.
Multiply that out, and it's you want to make sure that everything goes smooth for them, and then on the flip side, you want to make sure that you don't feel like your people are herding cats, trying to get that done.
Right. So, if we can send one email to everybody at the same time and communicate everything instead of one-off emails, that's really easy things to do. But yeah, I love it. I mean, speakers and anybody sharing content, right? It's almost your Super Bowl. You're preparing to deliver this 30-minute, 45-minute, hour-long session, and you really want to look good. And then obviously us on the organizer side, we benefit for prepared speakers, and then our audience benefits from that learning.
Absolutely.
So it's a mutual beneficial
keeping it dialed in makes everybody happy, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, well, thank you so much for doing this, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.